Hello lovelies, I'm a little late because there's been stuff going on in life and I've been feeling a little bit tired. But we've got our new moon in Virgo report and it's a podcast style report today just to give me a little bit of time to deal with my own things. But let's have a look at what this Virgo new moon is going to be bringing in. So we have the Virgo new moon on September the 2nd. If you're in Eastern time, it's at 2:55 p.m. If you're in, sorry, no, I got that wrong. If you're in Eastern time, it's 9:55 p.m. And if you're in the UK, it's 2:55 a.m. It's at 11 degrees and 3 minutes of Virgo. And it's asking you with the Virgo energy to change your approach to life, to be mindful as well. And I would say be mindful today because the portal has opened up within the eclipse arena and it's going to pull us all the way to the 17th of September. You may be significantly affected if you have planets or points in mutable signs, 6 degrees to 16. The effect could see you exploring ways you can help others, realign your thoughts about what health means, and generally approach your life with more order and depth. Think about the food that you're eating or how you're eating. What's your relationship to food? You might be called to question what you read and watch and the people that you're surrounding yourself with. Virgo kind of wants to have everything neatly organised before it does it. It wants to make a plan before it actually changes things, and it wants to understand it as well. So Virgo teaches us about the interconnectedness of the areas of health, and it's about the body, the mind, the spirit, that kind of thing. It's a very holistic energy, this new moon, and it's about how you are contributing to your own health and welfare. You know, this moon is going to be around improving things for yourself, understanding the areas about yourself that come up, like how you're judging yourself, for example, or do you have any tendencies that maybe are negative in impact. And you know, this is about looking at how we can improve those sort of areas as well. I mean, are you in an arena where there's self-loathing or blame, or is there esteem issues? How is this coming up for you? Because this new moon's asking, okay, it's asking you to just examine how you do life, how your daily life looks, and also look at things like maybe where you're, you know, giving in to the 3 Ps, which is people pleasing, playing, you know, procrastination or perfectionism, that kind of thing. You know, it's asking you to understand those areas, right? So, you know, it's kind of an opportunity, I guess, to get rid of that unnecessary feelings, those unnecessary elements that stop you from being the best version of yourself, okay? So this new moon is opposite Saturn, and we're being called to watch out for extremes. Now, any of you who know Saturn is the father of time and also rules karma. But there's also a kind of restrictive element to Saturn, okay? And it kind of looks like how are we looking and working with our time? This is what this energy is asking us. It's asking you, how do you use your time? How effectively can you work on what you're doing with your time, okay? It's also retrograde, which means that you're being called to review, reorganize, recalibrate, and, you know, recognize the things that need to maybe change. Now, as I already said, it is a restrictive planet. So you're kind of being called, because it's in Pisces, to understand your spiritual self and understand the karmic issues that are coming up for you and how you're dealing with them. Now, this new moon is also square Jupiter in Gemini, and it's wide, yeah? But it's packing quite a punch because it's activating the Saturn-Jupiter square, and it's asking you to check in with the desires that you have, and also bring them into a space where they can be manifested on this earth. Because what I see with that is I get this information that maybe you've got this big vision, however, it's kind of out of this world and it's not being grounded into Gaia, grounded into this dense vibration of earthiness so that it can be cultivated. And the angels are kind of saying to me as well that you won't be able to cultivate this if it's too in the ether, too ethereal, too I suppose like the more essence, like more like it's more energetic in vibration. You need to also make it something physical and tangible. So Jupiter square to the Sun and Moon in Virgo emphasizes the dangers of maybe giving too much of yourself, maybe overdoing, overcommitting, underestimating how much you're taking on, and then realizing you can't handle it. It's questioning a lot of that about you, and it's saying to you that if you overextend and do too much, then you're going to burn out. Okay, it's about being a realist, knowing what you're able to do and working in a way that supports your body, your health, because it's always about health with Virgo, right? And recognizing your limitations, but also doing the things that you love and care about, because also recognizing that you deserve to fill your own cup. So Mercury square Uranus and Mars square Neptune kind of adds something a little bit out of the ordinary during this cycle to all of these things we've just been talking about, okay? And it kind of will help you in a way to recognize maybe something that's happening in a way that's almost, let's put it in a kind of unpredictable element, and maybe it's not the way you would expect things to be. And then we've also got the Mercury-Uranus square, okay? And that's going to bring in something different, a kind of change. You being able to see things in a different way, and there's a kind of inspiration in that. And it will ask you to look at how you're perceiving your world in general, because Gemini wants that, you to understand how you're perceiving your world in general. I just realised I forgot our tagline today. But yeah, that's fine. We don't need it, maybe. Maybe we don't need it. If I don't do it, I feel it's that we don't need it. As I say, this is a mini report today because I'm doing it via a podcast rather than an actual video for you. So we've also got Mars in the late degrees of Gemini, and it's squaring at Neptune, which is retrograde in Pisces. And it can suggest a sense of being slightly maybe overwhelmed, a little bit confused. Where are you going? What are you doing? What do you desire? And it's kind of, let's put it like this. Virgo is very strong in its capabilities of arranging, organising and dealing with. Yet it can have this kind of slow, almost confused element to it. Not necessarily without these placements of the chart, but what I'm talking about is this element is going to confuse that element. Does that make sense? And what that's going to do is it's going to mean that you need to be very, very focused on your feelings, focused on what's happening, and recognize if you're falling into a confusing element. Okay. Now, I would say that the Mars-Neptune energy is going to help you to actually recognize this, okay, and to know what works for you, to understand what you're actually meant to be doing and how you're meant to be doing it. So there is assistance with this. There is assistance with the Mars being in the late degrees of Gemini. There is assistance with that square with Neptune. You're being told that it's okay. It's okay, we can assist you, and it's not going to be as difficult as it is. So all in all, you're being asked here to recognize what your dreams and your desires are, but to bring them to earth. You're also being asked to understand your health has to come first, because with Virgo, your health will always have to come first. That's looking after yourself, caring for yourself, and being there for yourself, and recognizing how that implicates your life and how you're going to use it, because your own self-care is it's you can't have anything without it. You know that I run the self-love, self-care system, and the reason I run it is because if we don't look after our own bodies, our own minds and our own being, then others can't really do it for us, because they can only be an outside force for change and give us support, but they can't actually heal us. It's something we need to really do ourselves on a higher level. But this is kind of with the Virgo energy, like I say, it's all about your daily activities, how you run your life, and this is asking you in a big way to recognize that. Okay, now I'm going to do our tarot for today's new moon. And I also want to say to you just that we don't need that tagline. And we're also, sorry, my cards are flying around. And we also want to remember with this card, with this Virgo new moon, that there's surprises in store, and there may be a level of unpredictability because we don't really know. But the other thing is because it's Virgo, it's about you keeping on top of how you're looking after yourself, keeping on top of your dreams, your desires, and your daily life, and how you manage it. And so I'd say routines would come into that as well, and how you're going to have a good routine in your life as opposed to a routine that is maybe stressing you out and it's putting too much pressure on you. This is kind of love in action, guys. It's recognizing that love is actually the way to go, and feeling into the support you can give yourself and how you can live the life you'd like to live as you are in this moment, in this time. I think there's a kind of glorious love in that, a warmth in that. Because if you can be your support network and your love in action, then other people can then support you with that. And I think there's something absolutely yummy in that. And Virgo asks that of you. It literally does. It says, how are you having your life? How are you working with your life? And how are you going to make your life? And it asks you not to overdo it. And so if you've been recovering from an illness or something like that, it's asking you not to overdo it. So right, the two cards that we got for the new moon in Virgo, I'm using the original Rider Waite Tarot deck, conceived of by A. White and designed by Pamela Coleman-Smith. So we've got two cards. We've got the Justice card. And it's really interesting that we've got the Justice card because there is quite a lot of hard elements in this new moon. But I'm seeing with this card that actually the angels are saying that no, justice will be served. You will be able to get your health where you need it to be, and you're going to start feeling better about your world. The other thing around justice is maybe those people that interfere or get in your way or make you feel uncomfortable, they'll stop that thing and you won't have that anymore. There's other areas of justice being shown to me. The angels are talking about anything that you might be doing that needs a level of justice. Then they're talking about things being in your favour, those of you who are listening to this now or later. Even if you listen to this later, this message will really, really work for you because, and I'll tell you why. People think, oh, it's gone, the Virgo new moon's gone, I'm not going to watch Hem's report. Well, actually, that doesn't work because these are cumulative reports. If you watch this report, right, even in the future, you will understand things that are happening for you, and you'll have that kind of little bit of hindsight, so you'll be able to kind of pivot or access a sense of how can I rewire this part of myself, change this part of myself, be in health aspect. And justice asks this. It's kind of justice for you. It's justice for you living in a harmonious way. And there's a sense of balance here. So have balanced health, have balanced daily activities, have balanced life, because that's what's being called of you, to be balanced in all things. Now, then you've also got the Ten of Wands, and it's really interesting with this Ten of Wands because it's a completion of a cycle of your ways of words, your communication. Maybe you're feeling better now. Maybe you can communicate your wants and your needs. But there's another part of it, and the angels are saying, please do not overburden yourself. You do not need to take on everything. You do not need to do everything. You do not need to be in control of everything. There are people that care and want to assist you, and you are not an island. There's a lot of that in this. And because you see this guy in the card, I will put them in there so you can have a look at it. But I'll put it in the video, so it should come up right now. You should see these cards. You've got this guy, he's holding these 10 wands, and they're heavy, right? And he's carrying them. And I'm thinking to myself, why is he doing that? That must be exhausting. And he's kind of got them in a kind of fan shape, so they're very equally spaced out. And this kind of need to get things in order, understand one's life, know what one's doing, and know how one is being. And then there's this, and Virgo is like that. Virgo asks that of us. Yet we can also recognise and have care for ourselves, love for ourselves, and understand that we're duty bound to look after ourselves. There was this video I saw, and it was Drew Barrymore interviewing this guy, and I don't know who he is, so I cannot tell you, but it's Drew Barrymore interview. And in the video, the guy says How does it feel to have been born and to being given this responsibility of this little baby, this little child that you needed to look after? And I thought at first when I was listening to it, he was talking about you being a parent. But no, he was talking about you looking after yourself. You are the parent to yourself. You are the love aspect to yourself. You are the one that looks after yourself. So if you have needs or wants, and this is why you've got the 10 of Wands, you need to communicate well so people understand that. You can get justice in your life and you can have a just and beautiful, lucid, kind life if you have the willingness to communicate your wants and needs. But also, if they're negative and people don't like them, they'll have to deal with them. I don't want this. Please don't do this. I've asked you not to do this. Be willing to speak up for yourself. Be willing to stand up for yourself, because as that Drew Barrymore interview said, the interviewee she had, you're the one parenting the little baby. You're the little baby. You're the one that needs to be loved, nurtured by you. And that is how you find the greatest element of yourself. Maybe this is why I need to do this Virgo new moon video. I wasn't going to do it because I was feeling so tired. But I'm really glad that I've done it so that I can bring it out to you. So this moon reminds us to be at the centre of our lives and to be grounded. Consider your health, your well-being, and think on how you will serve everyone at large afterwards. This is about you taking care of you first and then others, because we can't give to others when we're not really giving to ourselves. Now, you want to have some new moon intentions. New moons are great to have intentions. What would you like? Today's the day. You know, what would you like to bring into your life? I would recommend journaling some beautiful intentions, light a candle if that's safe for you to do so. If not, do not light a candle. You can use one of these little battery ones and just switch that on. You can still have a little bit of light next to you. And write about the things you would like to bring into your life or have in your life. How do you want things to go going forward? And communicate this to those who maybe need to know, so you feel amazing and fantastic and you don't have to worry anymore about anything. Because what is there to worry about, really? We chose to live these lives, so let's love every aspect of what we blueprinted in to feel and experience. So there you go, my lovelies. That is your new moon in Virgo report. It's longer than I wanted it to be, but hey ho, that's life. Do give me a thumbs up if you've got this far. I will be so super grateful. There'll be some videos for you to check out if you're interested, and have a beautiful new moon in Virgo. I'm sending you so much love. Namaste everyone. Take care of yourself and have a wonderful day. Big love. Bye.